Karen called cops saying my groceries were hers, didn't know the bags had my name on them. The parking lot of Harper's Grocery was a sweltering asphalt jungle, buzzing with the hum of carts and the occasional honk of impatient drivers. I, Mia, a 27-year-old nurse, had just finished a 12-hour shift and dragged myself to the store for essentials. My reusable bags, embroidered with my name in bold red thread, were stuffed with groceries as I trudged toward my beat-up sedan. That's when she appeared, Karen, a woman in her 50s with a sharp bob and sharper eyes, clutching her cart like a weapon. "You stole my groceries." Her voice sliced through the air, loud enough to turn heads. I froze, bags slipping in my sweaty grip. "Excuse me," I said, exhaustion dulling my confusion. Karen stormed closer, her face flushed. "Those are mine. I paid for them, and you're walking off like some thief." Her accusation stung, drawing a crowd of curious shoppers. I glanced at my bags. Mia stitched clearly on each one. "Ma'am, these are mine. My name's on them," I said, holding one up. Karen's eyes narrowed. "Liar. You switched the bags." She yanked out her phone, dialing with trembling fingers. "I'm calling the cops. You're not getting away with this." My stomach dropped. I dealt with entitled patience, but this was a new level of absurdity. The crowd murmured, some whispering, others filming. A teenage cashier, Jake, hovered near the store entrance, looking torn. Minutes later, a police cruiser rolled up. Officer Daniels, a tired-looking man in his 40s, stepped out, assessing the scene. Karen launched into her story, embellishing it with claims I'd shoved her. I stood silent, heart pounding, showing Daniels my bags. "My name's on them," I repeated, voice shaking. He nodded, jotting notes, but Karen's theatrics, tears now streaming, kept the tension high. Then came the twist. Jake, the cashier, stepped forward, clearing his throat. Sir?" I checked her out. I remember her bags. She paid for everything." He held up a receipt, time-stamped and itemized, matching my groceries exactly. The crowd gasped. Karen's face paled. Daniels turned to her. "Ma'am, do you have a receipt?" She stammered, digging through her purse, producing nothing. Her story unraveled, but instead of backing down, she doubled over, clutching her chest, claiming a panic attack. I should have felt vindicated, but pity crept in. Karen wasn't just wrong, she was desperate, unraveling in front of strangers. Daniels escorted her to sit on a curb, calming her while I loaded my car. Jake lingered, offering a shy smile. "Sorry about that. She's been in here before, yelling about stuff." I nodded, too drained to reply, but grateful for his courage. Driving home, I replayed the scene. Karen's rage wasn't about groceries, it was about control, maybe fear of losing it in a world that felt chaotic. I'd seen it in patients, in coworkers, even in myself after long shifts. But her lie could have cost me more than embarrassment. What if Jake hadn't spoken up? What if Daniels hadn't listened? Days later, I saw Karen again at the store. She avoided my gaze, her cart half empty. I wanted to confront her, to ask why she'd lied. But I didn't. Instead, I paid for her milk at the self-checkout anonymously. It wasn't forgiveness, she didn't deserve that, but a choice to let go. Holding on to anger would have made me like her, trapped in a cycle of blame. The incident lingered, though. Friends urged me to post about it online, to expose her, but I couldn't. Shaming Karen wouldn't undo the fear I'd felt, the humiliation of being accused. It would only fuel more division, more strangers judging strangers. Life wasn't that simple. In the end, the bags with my name saved me, but Karen's story was the real tragedy. She'd built a narrative where she was the victim, and no receipt, no truth, could shake it. I wondered what drove her: loneliness, insecurity, or something deeper I'd never know. Her lie had collapsed, but she was still carrying its weight, alone in that parking lot of her own making. What do you think? When does a mistake become a lie? And who decides what justice looks like in a moment like this?